Hi, everybody. This is Dixon with the Southwest Collective, and welcome to episode 3 of Southwest Side Stories. We've got a really good episode coming up today. It's food themed, which is interesting to me, but I'm going to kick it over to Jose to tell us a little bit more about who we'll be hearing from today.
Yeah, thanks, Dixon. Yeah, the owners of Angelo's Pizza have agreed to talk to us, which is great. But I talk to them pretty often. Angelo's Pizza has been in the neighborhood since 1992, and I've had lunch there, pretty consistently because I don't often pack a lunch to work, and I should. But there's a lot of schools, a lot of what you call it, small businesses along Pulaski, and a lot of car dealerships and a lot of workers and families. That was the spot, Angelo's. Get a slice of pizza, and it's great handcrafted meals. So it's going to be a good conversation to learn about how the neighborhood and the businesses change over the last decades and how they fared during COVID.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in hearing about that. And Angelo's, for those who don't know, is on Pulaski. It's just a little bit north of Archer, close to the Pulaski Orange Line and Curie High School and Edwards Elementary and all the other things that you mentioned. It seems like we have these spaces on the southwest side that could really be conducive to small businesses such as Angelo's, and we'd love to see more of those popping up, especially family-owned local businesses. Southwest Collective, just to mention, is opening up an office to help facilitate the vaccination work we're going to be doing in Garfield Ridge. And we've been moving in over the last couple of days. We are going to be on Archer, just a little bit west of Narragansett. And it's a pretty similar area in terms of the potential for small businesses to really take root and for there to be a really nice community vibe. We see some locally owned restaurants and storefronts. There's a bike shop close to where our new office is. And so that's great to see. But yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about, the environment and the history of Angelos? Because I know you're aware of that as well.
Yeah, it's the neighborhood pizza parlor. They've hired so many young people, throughout the years. I have their menu here, their latest one. They just did a couple revamps because of COVID times. They're kind of catering to more evening dining place people, but their menu hasn't changed. At least what they say about them in the back. So I want to read this. We, Angelo Stuffed Pizza, are a family owned restaurant established in 1992. Angelo specializes in pizza, pasta, and gourmet burgers. As a family of farmers and cooks, we measure success by the quality and taste of our product, order after order, time after time. Our family operates restaurants the way we learn to cook from mother to children, using only the freshest ingredients. To maximize fresh flavor, many of our ingredients are picked from local farm families who often have cultivated the same land for generations. Our kitchen works under the saying, to understand baking, one learns best by becoming empolvado, covered in flour. Let us host you, and we will prove why we are one of the best. Yeah, they definitely live up to that.
All right. Well, I'm sold. And I've ordered from Angelo's plenty of times, so can definitely vouch for them. All right. Well, looking forward to hearing the conversation, and we'll check back in after it's done.
We're here at Angelo's Pizza. Smells great, by the way. Smell the pizza cooking right now. You want to introduce yourself to people tuning in and tell us a little bit about Angelo's?
Sure. Okay. So my name is Adrian Zamudio. I have been running Angelo's since 1998. We've been here since 1992. Family-owned business in the neighborhood, Archer Heights, and we're basically a pizza place. We have pizza ranging all the way from thin crust to stuffed crust, and we have a full kitchen as well. So we do pastas, burgers, salads, appetizers, Italian subs, and stuff like that. So you name it, we pretty much have it. And yeah, we're happy to be here with you as well.
Awesome, man. we started doing these stories to kind of like, there's a lot of stuff on social media, but people, they want to take the time and like look at what it takes to like build a community. Sometimes they don't see the importance of like a small business. People see it as like you're trying to like, just individuals trying to get ahead. But like you've hired so many young people from the community over the years, and like this spot has been, like an after-school hangout spot for a lot of high schoolers. And you guys been here since like for 3 decades now.
Yeah, we're going on almost 30 years now. Yeah, so we've been here since '92. We've also changed with the time a little bit, but we've seen kids from Edwards going to Curie High School and then come back now and visit us, and now they're married and have kids, and so you're right. It's been 30 years. We've seen a lot of things from then to now, but that's what makes us who we are, and it's always cool to have somebody that you see that's like 8 or 9 years old come back with their 8 or 9 year old. So we're really happy to be here. We're happy to be in this neighborhood. We wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And we're happy that people come back and they still show us love way later on in life. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it seems like you guys foster really deep, relationships and ties in the community. Like, your brochure here, like you guys talked about, like you guys mostly work with just local farmers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we also have some families that are like in Joliet and like different neighbors that are nearby. And when their crops are good, and that's when we go out and we visit them. We make sure that they come out and we support them and try to get the freshest ingredients all the time for our pizza. I also want to talk about our 2 different styles of pizza that we have. We have a thin crust and a stuffed crust pizza. A lot of people come in and they're like, do you guys have deep dish or pan? Or, well, we like to let people know that we have a stuffed crust pizza. And just for people who don't know, just so they know what a stuffed pizza is, it's kind of like a pie pizza. So I did want to talk about that just because it's a little confusing. But it's cooked in a pan. We use olive oil and margarine on there. It's got a bottom layer of dough. All the ingredients are on the inside. Very thin layer of dough on the top of that, and then sauce on top of that, and that's what a stuffed pizza is. So everything's basically on the inside, and it's like a pie crust. So we've been featuring a lot of things because of our stuffed pizza. Our thin pizza is just as delicious, but stuffed pizza has been deemed more like a Chicago pizza. A lot of outside people that come in, especially since we're near the airport Midway here, they come in and they want to try the stuffed pizza. They don't have it in places like I don't know, Tucson. There's some places that come in from like Washington, and they're like, oh, we've heard about the pizza. So it's definitely something that people from outside also want to come in and try right away. And we were talking about this before, how we did have a festival that was here in Archer. It was called Taste of Pulaski. Hopefully in the future we're able to do something like that again. I know that per the person that we worked with, I believe we had close to like 30,000 people in 2 days. So there was a lot of people that turned out. Like I said, that'd be a great thing for the community. Hopefully bring small businesses together and they could feature what they have. There's a lot of delicious places around here that have popped up within recent years, and hopefully that's something that'll come up again in the future.
You guys are like right here on Pulaski Road, so it's like not always like the most walkable spot, but you also have like the schools, as you mentioned,
yeah,
the walkability. Like, how has that been? Like, there seems like this has been built for like major businesses along Pulaski, and you guys always been like the little guy.
Yeah, you know what? It's not the easiest. Thankfully, like you mentioned earlier, we have built a good relationship with the community. We do work a lot with schools. We do work a lot with some of the businesses there in the neighborhood. So we've done the walkthrough. I've made sure that we go into businesses and introduce ourselves. After 30 years, a lot's changed. There's a lot of businesses that have been here and have moved, but we try to make the effort to connect with them, and that way they know who we are and we know who they are. Just like you said, Pulaski is a busy avenue. I just had a customer yesterday that said, I haven't noticed this place and I've been here since the 70s, and I was like, wow. But it is exactly that. cars are flying up and down the street, and a lot of times they don't stop and look to the sides. But we've tried everything. We just remodeled our storefront to try to see if we could attract some eyes this way. And for the most part, it's been happening and it's been helping out now. So
Yeah. We've noticed the remodeling. You guys were doing it like during the COVID quarantine time. Was that just like out of necessity, or was like you guys had been planning that for a minute? Because it looks amazing.
So we we didn't close per se completely, but our dining room was closed. So being that was happening, we did take advantage of it, and we did some updates. We did some tile work and stuff like that we could do while we were closed, because all we were doing was mostly delivery at the moment. Then we opened up and also started doing some pickups. But yeah, we did the inside work when we were kind of per se shut down for our dining area. And the storefront and stuff that we did up there, we've done over the years. For that, we'd have to close. But it's slowly coming together, and we're pretty happy with what's going on right now. Our staff seems to be on page with us and stuff, and they're also excited. So it's a good time to be at Angelo's.
Awesome. Well, like the menu looks amazing. Probably gonna try to have a slice of pizza right now.
Yeah, sure. They're coming out fresh out of the oven right now.
Awesome. And like you guys are BYOB. Like you mentioned, the extensive menu. Anything else you want to do? A quick shout out. You guys are featured in Time Out Chicago. You've been featured in Chicago's Best. Anything else you kind of want to shout out before we sign out?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just recently we were also named Top 25 Pizzas on Chicago Tribune, which was really exciting. We worked with Steve Dolinsky as well. He brought out a new book, and we're featured in his book as well. But before we do sign off, like I said, we did some of the remodeling, so we want people to come out and just bring their family out, come out with friends. Our dining area has been extended, so we could seat more people. We understand with COVID that there's some people that are still a little timid about doing it. If you don't feel comfortable with coming out and visiting us here, we also deliver, and we do pickup. We also do curbside pickup. So we're here to try to make the customer feel at ease and comfortable. But hopefully once this whole pandemic is done, come out and visit us, have a good time without any safety issues.
Thank you for joining us again here with the Southwest Story podcast. I'm here today with Rachel Diaz, who just moved into the neighborhood with her new business, Borinken Cakes. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what it's like opening a business during COVID?
This is very interesting. We actually started before everything. We wanted to start before everything happened. We had a little kiosk at Harley Ribbon Plaza, and that's the first location that we ever opened in August of last year. And so we were gonna start, and all of a sudden the pandemic hits. So we were like, okay, we're gonna have to wait it out. The mall closed, everything was shut down. And so then the mall comes back, and they're like, oh, we're reopening. Do you want to join us? We were super nervous to start, but we were like, you know what we want to do, our mission is to bring happiness and excitement to the community. So I think it'll be nice to at least give them a little bit of normalcy and hope with our sweets. If we could do that, then we're just gonna go ahead and do it. It's we were super nervous, but it worked out. It worked out at the end. We were working back then from a shared commercial kitchen, so it was a bit of a struggle there because we were sharing the space with all other companies. So it was tough.
This is your second location, right, in Chicago area?
But since that one was just a little kiosk, we needed a place to bake that we call our own. So we started we looked at this place. We knew it wasn't in a Puerto Rican community per se or anything, but it was very close to home, and it would be we felt like we needed something here that was represent Puerto Rico. And we finally were able to open in April. And it was really tough because the city closed, everything. It took us a year to get all the permits and everything and finally open. But once we came here, like we honestly thought that this was gonna be just like our kitchen, like our shared kitchen. We were just gonna be cooking for the mall. We're not gonna be really selling much here. But to our surprise, like the community welcomed us so like amazingly that we like started doing better here than the mall.
Awesome.
Which like I'm still like flattered by everything that the community has done for us and how
Awesome.
they support us, and we're like so happy to like bring this back to them.
Definitely. I mean, it is a very different kind of business than what we usually get down here. So I know I was very excited to see a cafe, like cupcakes, something different spot. Anything else that you want to share with people that are tuning in right now? Where can they find more of your menu, more of what you guys are up to?
So we are like pretty much everywhere in social media. You can find us, if you just Google Borinken Cakes, you can find us Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But on borinkencakes.com, you can actually order like all of our cupcakes online, or you can come here and order them like in person. But yeah, we just wanted to do something different. I feel like there's not like enough representation of like the sweet side of the island. You see a lot of arroz con gandules, you see a lot of jibaritos, which aren't really Puerto Rican if you think about it, but you see a lot of savory things from the island in Chicago, but there's not really a lot of people doing sweet. So we just wanted to, bring out something fun to like people come have an experience like with their friends, take pictures, and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, definitely recommend. Beautiful cupcakes,
Thank you.
delicious coquitos. Thank you so much for being on our podcast, Rachel. Please check out Borinken Cakes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Surprise. We had two small businesses that we talked to for this episode. One of them has been around for almost 30 years, and the other one is relatively new. So, Jose, do you want to talk about your impressions of Angelo's and Borinken Cakes?
Yeah, they were both pretty short, but nice interviews, very friendly. Angelo's, like you mentioned, has been in the neighborhood for 30 years. It's a nice pizzeria, kind of a staple for families, kind of a nice go-to for lunch and dinner. And they've really been a glue for a lot of like the business community for some of the bigger ideas going on, whether it's a chamber of commerce or like a street festival. Borinken Cakes is like brand new. They opened right in the middle of COVID. Which was a risk. They didn't, shy away from that. It's a different kind of business in desserts. We don't see a lot of, we see some bakeries, some panaderia, some, like a lot of Polish bakeries sometimes, but this is like a pretty unique thing. So it's fun. It's a little livelier. Try to get like different types of people that are trying to do different types of things with their businesses together. Seemed like a nice way to get, these types of episodes started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Angelo's a whole bunch over the years. It's our go-to pizza place here in the neighborhood. I'm a creature of habit, but we typically get the Angelo's special every time we go. I know stuffed pizza is their calling card, and that's obviously unique to Chicago as well. So folks might be into that. Haven't been to Borinken Cakes, but definitely interested in checking them out. And I was looking at their menu, and that guava cupcake looks pretty good. So I'm gonna have to go get one of those.
Yeah. A lot of unique things. Recommend their coquito coffees for sure. And it's nice to see people that want to see more of the community out and about talking to each other. So it was nice to try to put this together. Hoping we can like do these mashups more often.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And if anybody wants to check these businesses out, Angelo's Stuffed Pizza is at 4850 South Pulaski, near the corner of 49th and Pulaski, just north of Curie High School and the Pulaski Orange Line stop. And Borinken Cakes is at 5328 South Archer, near the corner of Archer and Kilpatrick. And that is near the corner of Archer and Cicero. So definitely worth checking out. And yeah, until next time.